Today, we're going to dive into one of the most fundamental rules in all of biology. It's a principle that shapes literally everything, from the tiniest cell to the biggest animals you can imagine.
Just think about it for a second. You've got a bird's wing, engineered for flight, a fish's gills, designed to pull oxygen right out of the water, and of course, your own heart, a pump that works nonstop for your entire life. At a glance, they couldn't seem more different, right?
But what if I told you they're all built using the exact same master blueprint? A kind of secret code that explains how all life is put together.
It's this one powerful idea that is the key to unlocking the incredible creativity and, really, the logic of the entire natural world.
And there it is, just 3 words. Structure determines function. What it means is that the shape of something, its design, its form, is perfectly tailored for the job it has to do. So let's break this down and see how it works, starting at the tiniest scale. All right, let's zoom way in. We're starting with cells, the absolute building blocks of life. And you have to understand, these aren't just little identical blobs. Oh no, they're a team of highly specialized micromachines. Think of it like this. Every specialized cell in your body started out as a stem cell, which is kind of like a trainee with unlimited potential. But then through a process called differentiation, they get their specific assignment. They change their shape, they build new parts, and they become total experts at one particular job. So let's meet our first highly trained operative, the sperm cell. And wow, does it have a mission. It's on a high-stakes, all-or-nothing journey to find and fertilize an egg. And just look at how it's built. It's a masterpiece of design. It's got a long tail that acts like a propeller. It's packed with mitochondria, which are like tiny battery packs, providing all the energy for that long swim. The head is perfectly streamlined to cut through fluid with minimal resistance. And the very tip is loaded with special enzymes to help it break into the egg. See, not a single part is wasted. It is a perfect little biological torpedo, where its structure is 100% dictated by its function. Okay, from making life, let's move to sustaining life. Meet our next specialist, the red blood cell. Its job is just as critical. It has to grab oxygen from your lungs and deliver it to every single other cell in your body. And this is where things get really cool. Its shape is this unique flattened disc, kind of like a donut but with the center filled in. That shape gives it a massive surface area to soak up oxygen. It has a super flexible membrane so it can squish its way through the narrowest blood vessels and, get this, to make more room for its oxygen-carrying cargo, hemoglobin, it literally throws out its own nucleus, so its structure is defined just as much by what it's missing as by what it has. So what you end up with is this incredibly efficient, flexible little delivery truck, stripped down for maximum cargo space. Again, you can see its structure is perfectly engineered for its function. Okay, so we've seen how cells get these very specific shapes for their jobs. But how does nature achieve this incredible efficiency so often? Well, it turns out it has a favorite trick up its sleeve, and it all comes down to geometry. Now, surface area to volume ratio sounds a bit complicated, I know, but the core idea is really simple. If your job is to exchange things with your environment, like absorbing food or getting rid of waste, you want as much surface as possible compared to your insides. A higher ratio means a faster, more efficient exchange. Here's an easy way to picture it. Imagine a solid block of clay. It has 6 sides, right? A certain amount of surface area. But what if you took that same block of clay and flattened it out into a huge, thin, crinkly sheet? The amount of clay, the volume, is the same, but the surface area is now enormous. Life absolutely loves using folding and branching to do exactly this. And you see this genius design everywhere. Your lungs are packed with millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. If you could somehow iron them all out flat, they'd cover an entire tennis court. All that surface area is to make sure you can get oxygen into your blood as fast as possible. Same thing with plants. Their roots have countless tiny hairs branching off, creating this huge network to soak up water. It's all about maximizing that surface. So we've gone from the cellular level up to the tissue level. Now let's zoom out one more time and see how this very same rule shapes entire creatures to survive in their unique environments. Okay, every complex animal needs oxygen. That's a given. But trying to get that oxygen from the air is a totally different ballgame than trying to get it from water. Air is loaded with oxygen, about 21%. Water, it has less than 1%. So how do animals solve this same problem in such different places?
Well, they evolve completely different tools for the job. We humans have lungs, these big, spongy sacs that are kept safe inside our bodies, perfect for breathing air. But a fish has gills, these incredible feathery structures designed to be as efficient as possible at pulling every last molecule of dissolved oxygen out of the water flowing over them. You see what's happening here? It's the exact same essential function, breathing. But the environment, the challenge itself, completely dictates the kind of structure that's needed to get the job done. The problem shapes the tool. So let's bring it all home. As we pull all these threads together, you can see how this one simple rule echoes across every single level of biology. We started with that simple, powerful principle: structure determines function. We saw it in action at the cellular level with our specialized operatives. We uncovered nature's favorite secret for efficiency, that huge surface area. And finally, we saw how entire organisms are literally shaped by the world they live in. It's just such a beautiful and elegant concept. Once you understand that structure determines function, you start to see the hidden logic and the sheer brilliance behind every living thing you look at. And for a final thought, just do this for me. Look down at your own hand. Seriously, wiggle your fingers, make a fist. Notice the opposable thumb. Think about how its structure, every bone, every joint, every nerve ending, allows it to grip a tool, to type a message, or to feel the texture of a surface. The answer, the proof of this entire principle, is right there in your own palm.